What's going on today, everybody? How everybody doing today? Welcome back to another exciting episode of One-on-One Talk. It's your boy Pico City Brown. How's everybody doing out there today? I hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. But before the show begins, you already know how to do it. Feel free to, if you haven't done it yet, feel free to follow me on YouTube. Tongue tied again. Feel free to follow me on YouTube at Pico the City Brown 101 Talk PTSD. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. You can also follow me on TikTok at Pico38. And you can follow me on, no, I'm sorry, I had that backwards. You can follow me on Instagram at Pico38 and TikTok at Pico City. There we go. I would like to thank everybody who participated in the show. I like the comment. I want to thank everybody for commenting. Hey, feel free to share the content, and believe me, it's much better once you hit the like button. So hit that like button, share the comment. Let's get the word out. Hey, tell a friend. You know a guy that's got a podcast. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. So hey, there you go. That's just how it is. But got an interesting topic today. Traditional versus modern relationships. Can it work? So, traditional relationships versus modern relationships. And if you're with a traditional man or woman and you're a modern man or woman, can it work? Now, the thing is this. Most people do like the old school ways of being a traditional person. And that's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But it's got to be a 50-50 thing. You can't just be like, sorry about that. You can't just be like, I want him to do all of this, but you're not doing nothing in return. Because if you want a traditional man, you have to at least, if a man have to practice to be traditional, just like a woman has to practice to be traditional. So, traditional man, modern woman, or traditional woman, modern man. It was not going to work. It can work if you really put your effort into it, but people are always going to bump heads because, let's just be honest, back in those days, men and women worked together. You know, men went off and fought wars, and women stayed home with the kids. And, you know, they did what they had to do. When the man comes home, everything, I'm not going to say perfect and in order, but everything was decent, at least halfway decent and in order. But if you don't have that type of structure and that type of wanting to do, well, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. I don't care what nobody say. It's not going to work. Yes, men are supposed to take care of their family, just like a woman is supposed to take care of her family as well. So you can't expect a man to pay all the bills and do this and whatever and take care of you like a queen, and you're not treating him like a king. It don't work like that. But that's how society is now, because most women want traditional men that's going to do this and provide for them, but they're not taking the steps to be a traditional woman. Because let's just be honest, traditional women gave husbands their value. These women were virgins. Nobody ever touched them. Now, it's a whole different story now, because you have a lot of men that's saying, and women to say this too, that they don't want a man that's a virgin, or they don't want a woman that's a virgin. I would prefer to have a virgin, but I know it don't work like that the way the society is. But the thing is, they're trying to take all the traditional values out of relationship and marriage now. Yes, a man is supposed to provide for his family, like I said, but what are you doing to provide for him? Because that's your husband and you're his wife. So y'all got to meet each other halfway. There's no such thing of a modern man. A traditional man, and he marries a modern woman. It's not going to work, because his ways is his ways and her ways are her ways. Her ways. So that's why stuff, Marcus, what's going on, bro? That's why stuff like that don't work, because back in those days, man, I'll just say the biblical days, back in days like that, women were virgins. These women were virgins, man. They didn't know, they knew not of any other man. They didn't have kids out of wedlock and stuff like that. I mean, some of them, now I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of them didn't have kids out of wedlock. These women were married. And it's not just the black race, it's the white race too. They were married. And their husband knew their woman's worth, and that woman knew their husband's worth. But now everything's all messed up. It's like you have to accept everything somebody does now. And that's not cool. Let's just be honest, it's not cool. So me personally, on my note, I would say if you are a traditional guy and you have a modern woman, you might have to figure out how you're going to get to that situation. I mean, get past those situations, because you're never going to see eye to eye. Never. I don't care what nobody tell you. You're not going to see eye to eye if you're a traditional man that's paying the bills and making sure the food's in the house, and you go out, you do your manly duties, cut the grass, wash the cars, paint the house, whatever, and you can't even cook for this guy. Because now in this day and age, a lot of women say, "Hey, I don't have to cook for my man." No, you don't have to do anything. That's true. You don't have to, but you should want to, because just like you can say that, he can say, "You know what? I don't want to pay the bills over here anymore. I'm finna move into my own little spot," or "I want a divorce. No questions asked." But if something like that was to happen, the first thing we'll say is, he wasn't a real man. Yeah, he was a real man. Now, you probably drove him away, because let's just be honest, people. Women will drive a man away, whether we like the truth or not. And this isn't a pick at women. Most men that date women and they break up and say she have issues, you might want to listen to that guy. She probably do have issues, or hell, he probably have issues. So you can't pick and choose. I want him to do this, I want him to do that, I want him to do blah blah this, that, and the other. I want this $250,000 house. I want him to buy me a brand new car. Every anniversary we got to go to on a vacation or something like that, and you bringing this man nothing but grief. Oh, my ear itch. Sorry. Woo. And you bring him nothing but grief. It don't work like that. You're supposed to see. The thing is, when God created man and woman, and He made, we all know the story about Adam and Eve, and when He made husband and wife, He meant what He said. People try to concoct everything and turn stuff around. No, He meant what He said. God don't go back on His word. So now we got this new age stuff, this new modern type relationship, where it's even to the fact that most women say they want a guy that's going to take care of all the bills. They want a guy that's going to help with these bills. Nobody never say, I want a guy. If we get married, he needs to do his job as a husband, and I need to do my job as a wife. These people are talking about boyfriend and girlfriend status. Yeah, exactly, Trina. When you come home, it should be peace. It should be. Well, I want a provider. No, you need a husband before you need a husband first before you get a provider. That's tradition. Traditional men do not take care of girlfriends. Girlfriends, you know who take care of girlfriends? Girlfriends. They take care of themselves. He take care of himself. If he's got rent to pay, who was paying your rent before you met this guy? I'm just saying, suppose if you was just doing your thing and being a woman about it and paying your rent, expect to pay your rent. Don't say, well, I got a boyfriend now and now he got to pay my bills. It don't work like that. It shouldn't work like that, but it do, because men have been watered down so much that they think that's the best way to go, and the best way to keep a woman is to pay her bills. You don't owe no man anything, and just like a man don't owe a woman anything. It only happens when you say I do to each other. That woman becomes your wife, and that man becomes your husband. Now you have an obligation. You have to take care of her and the kids. Other than that, you don't owe nobody nothing. So the big thing with tradition is when women get with guys now and they say, you know what? I'm looking for a traditional man. Just say, I want somebody that's going to make me happy, because you can get a traditional man, but if you had sex with Tom, Dick, and Harry, you're not a traditional woman. It's over. You're not a virgin anymore. You just slept with too many men, so you can't be traditional. You can't. Now you can no. Let me get that. Let me correct that. You can work on it, but you're never going to give that man the high priority value he deserves, because it's supposed to be one for each other. So you out there screwing the nation, you coming in with kids by another man. It's up to that man to take care of the kids, but that's not the role of a traditional woman. Those women back there were pure. They were pure. Those, well, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of those women back there, they didn't do the stuff these women do today. They listened to their husbands, whether you like it or not. It wasn't no back talk. Sure, you can sit up there and have a disagreement all you want. That's fine. But we're human. You're going to argue with each other. But all the stuff that's going on now, and you got to do this, you got to have this amount of money, you got to have 6 figures. Nobody back in those days made 6 figures. Traditional marriage or dating, that's when he started taking responsibility and taking care of taking care of that family. Ooh, yes. Traditional marriage or dating. Well, I'm going to say, well, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not too keen on the dating part, because you're not supposed to take care of anybody if you're dating them. You're not supposed to take care of nobody. If you're dating somebody, you don't owe them nothing. You don't have to pay her car note or pay his car note or pay her rent or pay his rent. But that's how the world got it now. The first time you meet a woman, the first thing they said, you going to be paying these bills? No. I don't live there, so why should I help you? Now, if I lived there, if we moved in together, then yeah, I will help you pay the bills and stuff. But no, if I got my own spot and you got your own spot, I shouldn't have to help you pay no bill. That's your bill. That's your money. I mean, that's your bill. You accumulated those bills, so you pay for them. It's simple. But like I said, it's so modern down. Everything is so modernized now that women are expecting men to do this when they date them. You got a car. Imagine back then in the biblical days, and a guy talked to a woman. What she gonna tell him? You got a chariot? You got some Hermes boots with the wings, the gold boots with the wings? No, this stuff don't make. I know it sounds funny, but it don't make sense. Somebody somewhere dropped the ball. Now it's all about money and what you can do for somebody. And if you don't do that for somebody, he or she will leave you. And then they on to the next one. The highest bid wins. Instead of getting with somebody, y'all date. One day y'all might get married, and y'all take it from there. But y'all won't. Modern men and women today, they want like they want it all right then and there. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that, people. It never works like that. So tradition is gone. I'm not going to say there's no more tradition, but there's a lot of people that still do that, and a lot of women that still do that too, which is good. But a lot of traditional things in the world is gone now. No, people run to the scriptures. Well, see, bam, here you go right here in the Bible. Men are provided. He wasn't talking about girlfriend and boyfriend, because God don't deal with girlfriend and boyfriend. He deals with husband and wife. That's what God does, because he know if he dealt with girlfriend and boyfriend and y'all have sex before y'all married, that's on him. So that's why. And another thing, it's not wise to say, well, God sent me a man. I'm waiting on God to send me a man. Hey, nephew, what's going on, man? Love you too, Tone. That's why it's not wise to say, well, God gonna send me somebody. True, God do put people in your life. I'm not saying that, but if God send you a man and y'all got the house for each other, and he come over your house and he's spending the night, that's one. Two, y'all sleep together and have sex before marriage. Well, guess what? God didn't send that man, because God don't make mistakes like that, because he already know what's going to happen. That's why God don't send people what they want, because they'll take it and screw it around. And when something goes wrong, that man, he can marry you. You can marry him. He can go out and cheat. You can go out and cheat. Y'all can get a divorce. He can be a wife beater. You can burn him with hot grits and something like that. Guess what? That's on God. That's God's fault. So he got to say, you know what? My bad. I'm sorry. So no, God don't send people. God put nice people in the world. He gives you the choice. He gives you the choice. Because if it was up to God, everybody would be back to their traditional gene pool. Everybody. He's not he's not okay with how this stuff is going on now, man. Believe me, he's not. But if you want to believe in God and you carry those ways, that's fine. If you don't, I'm not here to convert anybody. But I'm just saying, simple tradition versus modern. The modern is winning because nobody wants to be traditional anymore. Nobody. Women want a traditional man, but they're not going to do the things it takes to keep a traditional man. And the things to do to keep a traditional man is to be a traditional woman. So if you got a traditional man at home that don't do this, that don't do that, he's a great guy. He does stuff responsibly. He ain't out there in the corners doing no crazy stuff. And he come home, he take care of you, he take care of the kids. That man's what you call a keeper. Those women back in the days and say, you know what? I think we should get a divorce because we just don't fit anymore. No, you married that person, you stick with that person. We so off the mark. We so away from the way things are supposed to be, man. Let me just give you a little taste of something. A married woman, she cannot. I'm saying a married woman cannot divorce her husband in God's eye, because God's eye, he don't believe in divorce anyway. Because you're gonna always belong to that man. The only way is if you go back and that man forgives you or apologize, and he take you back. But in God's eyes, all this, we just separated or we got a divorce. He ain't trying to hear none of that. These are what you call traditional ways, but somebody somewhere dropped the ball and say, hey, if that man don't make you happy, you can divorce him. If that woman don't make you happy, you can divorce her. And hey, just give us a couple of bucks because we the lawyer and we'll finalize your divorce. That means you're free to do what you want to do. He's free to do what he want to do, but is it really free? If you're getting alimony from a man, you're not free. You still taking that man's money. Well, in cases now, women are getting alimony taken from them. No. I mean, it's wrong, but at least call it down the middle. I'm not with him no more. He's not with me. Let's just part our ways. The kids are grown. The kids are grown, bro. Keep your money. Unless you just really need help, and by him being your husband all those years, you probably are obligated to something. But why would I give you half of my money? We only been married for a year. Don't make sense. Like I said, somebody dropped the ball. Because if everybody was traditional, we wouldn't even think about that. They didn't have child support back in those days. And guess what? You had kings and queens back in those days, man. You had, these people were loaded with money. Nobody said, well, I'm going to take King Arthur. You got to go to court because your wife divorced you. No. But this is what happened when you're in an unfabulous world and everybody's just out for themselves. Nobody's traditional anymore. Nobody. It's not just the women. It's the men too. It's not just the women. So I can't sit up here and just say, well, all women is, no, you got good women out here just like you got good men, but it's the attributes that you do that defies you, that makes you a bad person. You want to go around and sleep with the whole world, and at 40 you're ready to get married. That's not a traditional thing, man. You're done. In my eyes, it goes for man and woman. I was never one of those kind of guys that say, hey, I slept with 500 women, I'm considered a stud. But if a woman go out there and sleep with 500 men, she's considered a whore. No, I'm a whore just like she is. So the game is much different now, because now women are getting praised for their body counts. Where did it go wrong? That's nothing. A man shouldn't even be proud of a body count. He shouldn't. Like, dude, I slept with all these women. That's stupid. I have nothing to show for it. Women should think the same way. But if you want a traditional man, you have to be a traditional woman. You can't be a modern woman, because modern women, I'm not saying all of them are crazy. You do have modern women that will still do what they have to do, but most of them, no, this is what you can do for me. They ain't finna fix you no dinner. They ain't finna fix your plate. They're gonna put their kids before you, and nobody comes before your husband but the Lord. That's your husband. He's the most important thing in your life, not your kids, not your auntie, not your grandmama, not your sister, not your brother. So it is what it is. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. It's traditional versus modern relationships. Can it work? I'm sorry. I didn't even see that. It just popped up. So it could go both ways, man. You can't want a man to be picture perfect and you're not nowhere near perfect at all. Now, traditional women don't, I'm not going to say they don't, but traditional women don't find their second homes at clubs. Traditional women don't dress with provocative clothing on because that body belongs to that husband. If any of us ever read the Bible, the Lord tell you how to dress, man. Look at all of this stuff, and these are the same women that say, "I want a man to do this and that." No, I really feel like modern women was supposed to only mean that woman work now, and people just took it too far with all that other stuff. Angelica, you are absolutely right. Somebody, like I said before, I don't know if you was on here, but somebody somewhere dropped the ball. I don't have me personally, I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for myself. I don't have a problem with a woman working. That's one. That's just me. I don't have a problem with a woman making twice as much as me. I can care less about that anyway. Long as she keep herself together and know what she is, I'm fine with that. She can bring home 8 figures. And I can work. I can be a mechanic. That don't mean you outgrew me. That's not true. That's modern ways. Because now you're thinking that, you know what, I make all of this. And he's still down there trying to put these cars together. I don't need him. That's not the way to go. That's how modern women think. Because once they get the money, then here comes the power. That's why a lot of women that make a lot of money, they always say, well, the famous word, I don't need a man. I can do this by myself. But can you? Can you really? Or is it just a facade? Is it? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It could be just a facade. You go home, you probably cry yourself to sleep every night because nobody's there. But somebody dropped the ball. He got to do this for me. He got to make 6 figures. For what? When I hear people say stuff like that, I'm already thinking they're making plots and plans on how to take your money away from you. Yeah. Oh, he got to have this. He got to have that. You don't make enough for me, but you work at Burger Freaking King or Marshall, Macy's or something. But I got to have all these expectations to meet what you want. But you a freaking cashier at McDonald's. So now I have to stoop down to your level. But you saying, well, you ain't on my level. Yeah, make me a burger. We'll just call it even. It was never about money. It was never about how much this person can do for you, man or woman, because you have a lot of men that use women too. So I just can't put it on the women. Men do the same thing. You have a lot of men that want to stay home and just be a couch flower, and the woman is out doing everything she can. No, man. A real man, if you are married and if nothing's wrong with you, you got your complete health and strength, a real man shouldn't want to sit home and just let his wife do everything. No. Bro, you're a man. You got to get out and work. A man is supposed to work. Because just because you have a wife, that don't mean life is going to be fun all the time. You gotta support that woman. Next thing you know, you might have, oh, guess what, baby? What? I'm pregnant. Oh, Jesus, well, I got a baby on the way. Now you gotta support that child. So it's not about just women. You know, men are crazy too, just like women are. You know how I am. I call it down the middle. That's what I'm doing. So it's going to always be a clash between modern man. I'm sorry, traditional man and modern women. And I named the title like that is not because, once again, you got to say it, I'm not picking on women, but most men are still in their traditional ways. Most women are not. I'm not picking on women because somebody will get up here and say, here you go again. No, all you got to do is read the signs. That's it. That's it. I'm not saying nobody's perfect. I'm not saying the brothers is perfect. Hell, I'm not saying the sisters are perfect. But if you interview most men, they will say, hey, I got to take care of my wife. A lot of men say that. The old ball and chain, whatever you call them. I know it'd be joking stuff, but you don't hear many women say, hey, I got to take care of my husband. No, you don't hear that. Because in this new world, a man don't have laws like that anymore. It's do for her, happy house, happy wife, happy life, or however you say it. Men walk on one side of the street, put the woman out of danger. This is the stuff that we were taught, not knowing that if I put you on that side, if a semi truck comes, it's not going to just hit you, it's going to hit us both. So these are the things that we say and things that we say and do. And people say, well, that's a gentleman. It's not a gentleman. That's just a man being nice. No, it's at a point now where you have to take a woman out. You have to. Nobody want to sit and go in parks anymore, walk or bike ride or whatever and do this and picnic. No, you have to take them out. You got to spend some big bucks on them. That's the way the world is now. And then when a guy be like, hey, I can't do this, then you want to call him broke. And the G word, you gay and this and that, like that. And you can't handle a real woman. It's easy to handle one. We're not livestock. You handle animals. So what makes you so different? And I've been doing this a while, so that means I can't handle. You ain't ready for all. You're not ready. I don't say all this. You're not ready for this. Yes, I am. You're a woman just like I dated the rest of them, or you dated the rest of them. It's not hard to do. But the mentality they gave us is all messed up. It's a woman's world. You better put the woman's first. A woman is always right. Never ask a woman her age. All this pity pack crap, man. Y'all human just like men are. That's what happened when you give people too much power. They think they're better than the other person. I'm not saying that women are better than men, but look at the statistics in the world now. Men been going off to war and fighting so that the enemy won't come to take what they have. That's nothing new. That ain't nothing new. This has been going on ever since biblical times. There's always been wars. So, like I said, somebody dropped the ball. Somebody dropped the ball. So if he's a traditional man and he's looking for a traditional woman, you can't get mad at that, brother, because the pickings are very slim now. They're slim. So the thing is actually who's in it for who. Because if you're dating a woman and she's only with you for money, please do not marry her. That goes for the guys, and don't marry him. That goes for the women, because it's not going to last. When that cash flow get low, so is them phone calls. So don't do it. We know the signs. We see the signs all day, but it's just something about women that drives men crazy. Men are going to always like women. Women are here for that purpose, not the only purpose. They're here for that purpose. A man gonna always look at a woman like, man, she fine, or she's beautiful, or hey, how you doing, ma'am? Can I take you out? Can I do this? But either you gonna say yes or you gonna say no. But if a man come up to you, you can't be like, well, how much money you got? What you gonna do for me and my kids? No, keyword, your kids. I don't have to do nothing for them. I'm talking to you. Well, I got kids. Okay, fine. You got kids. I'm just asking, can I take you out and get to know you? No, you ain't got enough. What you driving? What am I driving? What they got to do with me and you dating? What I do with me and you dating? Those are traits of modern people that modern people pretty much mess the world up. They messed the world up. Now you got a whole bunch of children out there that don't know the difference between traditional and modern because nobody teaches them. Nobody's there to teach them. The mamas are screwed up. It's coming up. The kids and saw the mama go through boyfriends and husbands like a son of a gun. So the kids are messed up. Just because your mama's married, which is a good thing, but if she don't, your mother and your father, and if they're not showing a good example for you, that marriage is useless. It's useless. You know, a lot of people married and they just toxic as hell. It's useless. So what are you teaching the kids? So when the kids grow up, they're gonna do the exact same thing you did. Mama had all these guys. She married 4 or 5 dudes, so I'm gonna marry 4 or 5 dudes. Daddy had a whole bunch of girlfriends, so I'm gonna have a whole bunch of girlfriends because it's an ongoing cycle. Remember, in most cases, men, from when they learned how to date women, we was always taught how to treat women, and that's a great thing. But most women were never taught how to treat men. And that's why half of the world is crazy, because women think everything belongs to them on a platter. But nobody taught them, hey, you know what? You get your good man, you stick with him. You don't treat a man like this. You don't treat a man like that. He's got feelings just like you do. And if one day that man becomes your husband, you have to respect that man. Now it's, you don't owe nobody nothing, girl. Get what you can get because they sure gonna screw you. All men are not out to screw women around, put it that way. They're not. You got good men in this world just like you got good women. I always say that you got good men and good women. You got good on both sides. But it's the company you keep that will mess you up. Because single women keep women single. I've been saying that line. I've been saying that way before I even started watching podcasts. You know why? Because I lived it. I know how single women act because they're unhappy and bitter. So guess what? You got to come down with the ship. Come on, for them make you unhappy and bitter too. So there you go. Instead of somebody saying, hey, no. I like him. Or I'm in love with him. You're not finna turn me away from him just because your crap didn't work. You had an abusive boyfriend. He went upside your head. Don't plant that seed in my head and say, you know what? He cool, but keep your eye on. You do something, he might hit you. No, that's what you call toxic traits. Now it's in your head. Now you're going to be watching me because you think I'm finna hit you or something like that. No, those are the people you need to cut off. By all means, get rid of them because they're nothing but damage. Damage goods. They probably was good once, but now they're bad. Toxic people keep toxic women, keep women. Toxic men keep men. Toxic and single, same thing with the women. So this is the things we have to watch out for. If you say you want a modern man, you got to transform to become a modern woman, whether you like it or not. You have to. You married, that man's top, like the top of my head, he's top priority in your life, not your family members. Because those women back in the days, they didn't put anybody before their husbands. Nobody. That man is not supposed to put anybody in front of his wife. Above his wife. Nobody. That goes with mama and daddy. No, that's my husband. That's my wife. You ain't got to respect him. I'm not saying because you don't have to respect anybody, but hey, we can't be cool no more if all you talking to me about my husband and the things you think he doing is bad. I can't be around you because that crap will rub off on me and I'll come home and give him static. And he's scratching his head like, what the hell just happened? And then when you come to find out the truth, well, Lisa said this, Lisa said she saw you, but ain't nobody got no proof. That man could have been playing basketball or something. That's how trouble starts. That's why I say single people keep other people single. So you do the math. It's pretty much, it's pretty easy. So you have to meet him halfway. If you want a man to take care of you, pay your bills, guess what? You got to be his husband. Not his girlfriend, not his side piece. You got to be that man's husband for him to even lift a finger to help you. Now, I'm not saying treat her like dirt. Now, if you want to help her, that's fine. You can. But you're not getting this on an everyday basis. No, I got rent to pay too. Well, you're supposed to provide for me. No, I'm supposed to provide for my wife, not my girlfriend. And if you are a traditional woman, I mean a modern woman. No, if you are a traditional woman, like people say, like women say they are, you shouldn't want a man to pay your bills anyway. Those are traits of a good woman right there. No, you know what? You ain't no. I work. I put hours in. I get a nice check every 2 weeks or whatever. I can pay my own bills. But no, don't come with the he's supposed to do this or he's supposed to do that. That's how you make good people turn bad. And that's pretty much what and that's pretty much with everything. So no, you can't do that. Who ordained? First of all, who changed the rules? And two, who ordained people to do stuff like that anyway? Husband and wife supposed to be like this. Supposed to be Mud and Jeff, hand and glove. Now, husband and wife are so divided and apart now because one of them is trying to do right and the other one is trying to still live that life they used to live. That's not traditional. That's not traditional because traditional women carry themselves with the most utmost respect for her husband. So I don't know. Somebody, like I always said, somebody changed the rules. I don't know who did. It's not a man's world. It's not a woman's world. The best way you can come around is just, you in this world, you work together. Maybe you'll get it right. Pray, keep God in your life, and maybe you'll get it right. Because if you're not doing it the way he wanted to be done, you're not going to do it right anyway. It's not going to work anyway. So stop telling people Jesus is going to send me somebody or God going to send me a man. No, he's not. He's never going to do that. Now, if you're righteous, okay, he might send you a righteous brother, but you're a sinner and you're saying that. So if you screw up, it's on God. He sent you that man, but that man slapped you. He sent you that man. You came home, but that man is in the bed with another woman. Or this man is abusing you physically and mentally. And, he come and say, babe, you know what? I found somebody else. I want a divorce. I don't like you no more. That's on God. So you can, when you pray like, God, why did you send me that man and he did all this? And he got to answer you like, you know what? Hey, there you go. So God's not going to get into that. But I will say, be careful what you wish for, because a lot of people wish for crazy things and they get it. It was never about that. It was never about money. It was never about looks. It was never about power. You have a wife, you have to take care of your wife. That's biblical. You have the husband, you have to tend to your husband's needs. That's biblical. That's what they call women. Well, not they. That's why he labeled them, you will be a helpmeet. So you can't get mad at me. Take it up with him. Because the system can change the rules all day. Well, bam, we can put divorce in. Bam, we can do this. Bam, we can do that. But in God's eyes, it don't work like that. Unless it's a legitimate reason. Now, I want to say that. Unless it's a legitimate reason. You just can't up and leave because his funds is running low. Don't work like that, people. It never did and it never will. But I want to thank everybody for listening. I enjoy you guys, man. Angela, thank you for your comments. Marcus, thank you. Sorry. Brenda Faye, how you doing? I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Trina, I saw you up here earlier, and everybody else that was up here watching. Like I said, I can't see everybody's names, but I thank you guys. If you haven't already did it, you already know what I'm about to say. Go to YouTube, Pico the City Brown 101 Talk PTSD. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. I'm also on TikTok and Instagram. My Instagram is Pico38. My TikTok is Pico City. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. Hey, don't forget, if you want to, please share the show and like the show. I need the likes. When I see you guys like the show, that just makes me feel like I'm on cloud nine. So everybody that watch the show, I need you to please do me a favor and hit that like button. If you want to, feel free to share the content. That's fine with me. But I'm out of here. You already know what time it is. Keep God first, no matter what you do. Pray more. We need him yesterday. Black man respect the black woman. Black woman respect the black man. Let's at least try to get it right. All we can do is try. It don't hurt. It don't hurt to try. So I'm out of here, man. This is Pico signing off, saying take care of yourself and each other. I will see you guys probably tomorrow. But like I always say, keep an eye out on the page, on my Facebook page, and so you know if I'll do a show. But most likely it'll be a show tomorrow with a whole new topic. Angelica, I got your stuff, but it was already too late. I would have did it, so I didn't look at it. I just glanced at it, so I'm gonna check it out, and that's gonna be my topic for tomorrow. I promise you that, Angelica. So I'm definitely gonna watch it tonight and see what I can make up out of it. When you sent it, I'm like, oh, okay, this looks interesting, but I didn't read it, so I'm going to read it. Hey, sorry. Hey, Tanisha, you're late, but I'm out of here. Hopefully you catch me tomorrow, or you can catch it on YouTube, or just go back and watch this. I appreciate everybody, and like I said, share the content, hit the like button. I'm out of here. This is your boy Pico signing off, saying take care of yourself and each other.